Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Listen, we are back. We are back to get into Love Island USA episode 5. So let's talk about it. Y'all know last night, Miss Man was over there crashing out. Miss Melanie, give me 10. Give me 10. No, for real. Like, give me 10. Go ahead and give me 10 likes. Like, can somebody thank you? 10 likes right now. And if y'all want to do 10 shares, I'll take that too. You know what I'm saying? And 10 subscriptions. So go ahead and subscribe. Thank you for the 10. Give me 10. Thank you. Okay. So Melanie was, really emotional. She was crying. She was upset. She was so mad that, she got to crying and stuff. And so she did end up walking off with Anaya because she said, I'm not going back to the couch. No, I'm not going back to the couch though. Okay. I'm not going back. So she takes her somewhere else. They sit down, they chat about it. All right. Anaya to me was appeasing her and saying that, after you said you were sorry, there was really nothing more that you really could do. You said what you needed to say or whatever. Okay. So they had that moment. Anaya supported her. I'll be honest, I was not moved by the tears that Melanie cried. Womp womp. I really wasn't. But I do understand the point of being so upset that you do start crying. You know what I'm saying? But I really feel like she was crying for more than that. I feel like she felt like when she smiled and saw that when nobody else smiling with her ass, I think that's what hurt her feelings. Okay. But either way, Trinity says this is crazy. But it's okay because I do see where both of y'all coming from. I see both sides, right? So Belle said, well, I don't see it. Trinity says, she did apologize though, and then it was like it just kind of kept going. And then Belle says, all I wanted her to do was apologize. Then we could have moved forward. You know what I'm saying? And when she apologized, she was condescending. And then she kind of like snapped at me, talking about some damn relaxing. I ain't gonna let nobody talk to me any kind of way. Like, what we talking about? Like, no. So then Trinity says, I ain't gonna lie though, but it was given that you wanted to get the last word. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm like, and she wasn't. Both of them about was acting like they wanted to get the last word. Either way, Baya calls her sensitive. And Trinity says, well, and I can appreciate though Trinity being fair, right? She was right there. She saw everything. I can appreciate her being fair. So Trinity says, I don't think it's that she's sensitive. I just think that if you guys aren't close like that, and then that person that you're not that close with are coming to you and giving you direction, then it does come off like checking, right? And two things could be true in my personal. I feel like what Trinity was saying, she definitely had a point with, but then I also feel like with Melanie to me, don't she ain't gonna want to be checked, period. She'll like to be checked. Okay. So she's gonna feel away. Period. If Trinity would have came to her and had that conversation, she would have felt the way. If Anaya would have said something to her, she would have felt the way. Because oftentimes the people that dish the BS, they rarely can take the stuff that they dish out. Okay, so Baya says, she says you're blunt. This is what she said in a confessional. She said you blunt when you want to be, but you can't take it when somebody else is. I said, oh. Yes, let's talk about it. Cause that's the first thing that I was saying when she was over there crying. Once I said, I hate when people talk to me like that. I just can't. I hate when people talk to me like that. Okay, then. Well, either way, you could do it, but they can't. It's cool when you do it. It's a problem when I do it. Okay, guys. So then Baya says, you're supposed to let your friends know, like when they tripping or whatever, right? Isn't that the whole point of the delusional pact? All right. She said you're supposed to let them know. Like I would want my friends to let me know. Right. And I'm like, okay, Baya, listen, we're gonna hold on to that. We're gonna put that in our pocket because we still at the beginning stages of the show so far. We still got a few more weeks to go, ma'am. So we are going to see when it's your turn if you're going to be able to really receive what it is you say you would want somebody to do for you. We'll see. So when it came down to it, Miss Girl said, I don't care. I don't care too much about it. Like, I don't care. She crying. She feel it like she did it to herself. I don't care. She would do it too much. I told her that she really couldn't take it. That somebody called her out for doing too damn much. And girl, it is what it is. I don't give a damn. And I kind of like that attitude too a little bit. I'm not going to hold you. Okay. She said, I said what I said and I meant what I said. Like what else is going on? So Sean approaches Bryce to let him know. And I can appreciate that. All right. He said, hey, I just want to let you know that I'll be pulling Trinity for a chat, whatever the case is, yada, yada. And I was like, that's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was kind. I like the way that he did it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just talking about what you doing that day? Yeah, and and I'm pulling Trinity, and I'm pulling this part, and I'm da da da. It's like, damn. Okay, I appreciate that, and obviously Bryce appreciated it too, so they good. Okay, Kenzie gets her chat with Corbin, and she says that she loves it there, but then she first of all, let's talk. Go back. not that she loves it there. She talked about Kennesaw, right? Because he asked her, I think, where she's from. She's like, or did he ask her? Either way, she said she was from Kennesaw and she loves it there. And I'm like, I think she said she loves it there. And I'm like, didn't you just say to Gabe that you didn't like it in Kennesaw and that you was ready to get the hell on? What's going on? It's me. I'm the problem. So she talks about how much she likes country music and stuff and how she likes to go, I guess, to different country festivals or country events. And he's like, I ain't never do no shit like that before. Like, I probably see the shit on YouTube, but I'll never go. Right. So then with that, I think she was like, oh, well, we'll go, whatever, whatever. And I'm like, nah, you probably should have linked up with Sean. Because you and Sean about the only two people up there talking about some damn country music. Y'all probably have more in common than what you think. And truth be told, at the end of the episode, I believe she was going to pick Sean. Ultimately, at the end of the day, baby, girl, they played everybody, didn't it? So either way, not everybody, but they played them. Okay. I think she would have picked Sean, but I have to say that her being like 22 years of age, she's coming out of nursing school. In the long grand scheme of things, like Sean, some part of me feel like Sean would have been cool for the island, but outside of the island, I don't know, because at 22, do you want to just walk out the villa and step into potentially being stepmom? Now, granted, there would need to be a build up. Maybe they would have continued to date each other outside of the villa to see how far they got before she was ever introduced to his child. That probably would have took 6 months, possibly, maybe, you know what I'm saying? And then she would have to figure that out. But, that's something she had to think about. So maybe in the long run, things worked out, right? So Corbin is over there talking about, I guess, the game that they did earlier that day, them kissing, whatever. And he asked for a kiss because he couldn't remember how the kiss was with them or whatever. So, of course, they kissed. And I'm just kind of like, all this damn kissing. All this damn kissing. I don't know. Somebody, let's keep going. Melanie runs to the very guy, which was crazy because when I tell you, Melanie was trying to find a friend, like in anybody, like she would have probably sat and talked to a fucking tree. Do you hear me? Miss Girl was trying to find somebody. So she runs over there to the very man that she was sitting up there trying to make jealous because she needed a damn friend. And I had to give it to Sincere because I really appreciated how he also, coddled and coddled her and let her confide in him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't push her away because he felt the way about what she did earlier or whatever. I could appreciate him, at least sitting down, trying to hear her out. Because I don't even feel like she really got off her chest, though, everything that she was really feeling. But still, she needed some support and he gave her that. So she tells him about what happened between her and Baya, right? And so Sincere, how he's understanding it, he's like, okay, so Baya is speaking on behalf of Kenzie, and Kenzie didn't even speak up for herself. And I'm like, no, but she don't know this part, right? And that's what I wonder if they're gonna play a movie night, baby. That everybody pretty much felt the way. But everybody pretty much felt the way, but Baya was the one that was going to be the one to speak up. But I felt like no, because Melanie was like, oh, she was like, yeah, and Kenzie didn't even say anything, and I'm like, Kenzie did tell you to sit back. Like, I think there was a moment where Kenzie put her hand up, like, move back. Like, Kenzie felt the way. We talking about the whole sit back of it all, but really, I feel like Baya's frustration for Melanie really came from more than just that sit back, right? It was the interrupting of the guy. It was the sitting in front of people, seeing that, of course, you bothering these folks. But then also, it just was the extraness that you were doing from the moment you found out that it was a new bombshell. Like, just, oh my God. And honestly, Baya, I ain't clocked this yesterday because the last time we did a review, because I was too focused on you and the situation with Kenzie and you trying to pawn Kenzie off. But also, Baya, you probably felt the way with the fact that she said she was gonna pull Gabe ass for a chat too. So I think that you were already annoyed with her from and you probably weren't the only one. I think you were already annoyed with her. You weren't the only one. That's why when you said you've done this before, she was like, name them. Like Sutton on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Name them. Name them. Name them. And you couldn't name them. Possibly, as I've said before, it's because of what you heard from other ladies, right? So that could have been why she couldn't name him. But I just think ultimately at the end of the day, Melanie was just getting on her damn nerves. It was a buildup. And that final straw was when she cut that man off mid-sentence. But either way, Sincere asked her if she wants to explore, right? So they're talking about it. He's like, okay, so but what's up though? Do you want to explore? And I kind of was like, well, Sincere, let her get this part out because I don't even feel like she got all of that out that she needed to get out. Okay. But he asked her, what is it though? Do you want to explore? And she's like, yeah, I'm doing it. She's like, he is a new guy. He is my type. Like, I'm open to getting to know, new people or whatever. So also at the end of that, she said she ain't trying to talk to Bam. So despite all of that with Corbin and stuff, she ain't trying to talk to Bam right now. She's still in her feelings. So Sincere tells her that he wants her to know that regardless of whatever she got going on, she can always come to him. And I thought that was still nice of him to give her that moment, right? Now, Kayla pulls Corbin for a chat and he asks about breakfast, right? Kata. So sorry, Kata. Kata pulls Corbin for a chat. They're talking. He asks about breakfast, how that goes. She tells him that he can make breakfast for the girl that he fancies. And he asks her if anyone is making breakfast for her. And she's like, yeah, Zach, like that's why I'm in a couple weeks. Like, he gonna make breakfast for me. And he wanted to know if she's open to getting to know him. And whether it will be an issue if he brought her breakfast or whatever the case is. And she was like, well, girl gotta eat or whatever. And so so when he asked her if she was open to get to know him or whatever, she's like, yeah. And she thinks everybody's pretty much open at this point, right? So she asked if he liked her kiss from earlier. And he tells her the same thing that he sat up there and told Kenzie. I can't remember. It was hours ago. You want to remind me? I was so glad that Kata turned his ass down. And as the episode progresses, she tells him why she's turning him down. And to me, I feel like that's Love Island right there. I ain't finna take me kissing every day body. Like, I'm over here in this situation. You're gonna have to earn that. Like, what you on? Okay? I kiss you in the challenge. We outside the challenge. Ho, what you got? I said, I know that's right, girl. I was happy for her to do that. Now, Trinity comes and she pulls Corbin for a chat. And she's the only one that I felt was trying to like really get started with like the deeper questions and stuff. When he said something in the confessional about maybe with more conversation he could see himself being interested in Trinity, because what I took from that was, I mean, obviously you weren't interested from the beginning, right? But he's saying he need more conversation. Also, what I heard, okay, was that he not beating them damn allegations that his ex came out and said, okay? The ex came out and said something about him not dating black women or something like that, or a certain type of women, whatever the case is, whatever. But of course, whenever somebody get on the show, the ex be ready to air them out. And we really don't even be knowing if it's actual factual or not. I'm just saying he ain't beating the allegations, okay? Because I don't know if they facts, but okay. Either way, he wasn't interested in her. So Anaya pulls him for a chat as well. And she asks him what his type is. This man says he likes physical attributes, but he did not say what those physical attributes are. And honestly, to me, I feel like he didn't even say what his type is. He just said he likes physical attributes. Okay, then turn around and say he also likes personality. I'm like, pack him up. I don't give a damn about how tall he is, okay, how light, bright. He pack his ass. Pack him up quickly, okay? Corbin, get him out. Talking something. He likes relationship. No, because she asked him how many relationships he had. He said he had 2 relationships. She's like, are you a relationship kind of guy or what? He said, I mean, I like relationships. I'm like, okay, he's not a relationship kind of guy. He said, I'm a lover boy. And I'm like, y'all be saying lover boy as if that's supposed to really mean that y'all loving on girls and that you could be all in love. When I hear lover boy, I hear player. That's what I hear, okay? That's what I hear. He said, but he don't get that up too easily. I'm a lover boy, but I don't give it up too easily. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, you got to work for my heart the same way Kato making him work. I said, yeah, this boy here to play games. Okay? That's it. That's all it is. So that's that. Sean pulls Trinity for a chat and she tells him right off the bat that she does want to explore him. Right? But she doesn't understand, but she does understand that Kenzie and him may have something going on. Right? She said she don't really care what the hell Bryce over there doing. Okay, because she in this for herself, but she does want to get to know him, but she don't want to really step on the toes of Kenzie or whatever they got going on. And he was like, well, no, I feel the same way. Like, Kenzie is cool, and I like her. I'm more so concerned about stepping on Bryce's toes, which is why I approached him and said whatever I needed to say. So They're having that conversation. I'm starting to think, like, did Trinity? No, I think Trinity did tell Kenzie that she liked Sean. I think. Don't quote me. All right. But child, it don't matter no more now. Either way, so Jada tells the girls that he is trying that I'm sorry. Kata is in the dressing room, and the next morning she tells the girls that Corbin tried to kiss her. Was that it? Was that morning? I think it was the morning. It could have been the night before. Either way, she tells the girls that the boy tried to kiss her multiple times. Ain't that something? And Melanie, like, damn, she was like, he is definitely a bombshell. Like, he's been training for bombshell culture. And I'm like, you right. You right, girl. So Sean tells Kenzie when she got to Zach, and didn't give him anything, right? When she was over there dancing with everybody, I guess it kind of turned him off or whatever. And I'm like, some part of me feels like I understand you not liking her, at least having a chat with Zach, and I'm surprised she's been able to get away with that. But at the same time, you worrying about another man gonna get you kind of fucked up. Like, I feel like just worried about what y'all connection is. That's what you need to be worried about. You trying to find a reason to back out. Mm. But okay, so that night, right? That night was another night of Sincere not cuddling Melanie, even though he told her anything you need, you can come to me and talk to me and stuff. You just can't cuddle with my ass at night. Know that. Okay. So Corbin came in. And Melanie thought the breakfast was only for her. This is the next morning. So he come in, he about to get a breakfast. And she was kind of looking like, is this for me? I was kind of like, is you going to Melanie? I was like that too. And then he sat it in between Melanie and I can't remember who was next to her, but he said, I brought a platter for everybody pretty much. So I was like, okay, I see you. So he sat it down. Either way, that's what's going on. Kenzie and Anaya, they go and have a chat. And Kenzie went from no options to a few options. And now she's back interested in Gabe, even though she said that she wasn't. Didn't she say that to Baya? And she's also feeling Corbin. And that's when Anaya tells her that Corbin tried to kiss Kata like 3 times. And it's giving F-boy. Some part of me is like, and who cares? Okay, Kenzie over there talking about Sean and how he listens to her and cares for her. So she's liking him, right? Sean talks with Gabe and Baya about what he should do when it comes to Trinity and Kenzie and stuff. And I feel like he was really talking to Baya because for a minute it seemed like Gabe wasn't even participating in the conversation. But at some point, Gabe does ask him if he feels comfortable stealing Trinity from Bryce. And he was like, I mean, it's not really stealing her from the guy if she gonna end up making her own decision at the end of the day. So Baya tells him, well, I say just keep talking to folks and maybe just be a little more flirty while you at it. Okay. Stuff he already knew. So they really didn't help him out too much. Corbin and Kenzie. Child. Iain, I can't remember what Iain said, but whatever it was, it definitely had me chuckle about them having their first serious talk and they gonna get real serious on Tuesday and be done by damn Thursday. I was like, you ain't never lied. But Kenzie tells Corbin that he was giving F-boy for trying to kiss Kata 3 times. And I'm kind of like, Kenzie, this where you be pissing me. You be going too deep for me. Like, you be taking it a little too serious. You don't even know this man. You've known this man for hours. Like, yes, I do agree that he is giving a little bit of F boy, but honestly, he's coming in as a bombshell, and that's what he finna do is entertain people. I don't like the kissing, all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's up to the people that's in couplings, that's taking their couplings a tad bit more serious than normal. It's up for them to shut it down, right? But I mean, like, why are you? I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it? Because I was just kind of annoyed that Kenzie went to him and was like, it was giving F boy this or that. And it's like, I do understand that. Like, to know he tried to kiss her 3 times, I think that was a bit excessive. Like, that was a bit weird. But to know that he tried to kiss her for me wasn't much of the issue for real, but the 3 times was the issue. Does that make sense? But also, he is a bombshell. He is not in a coupling with you. He's not tied to you like that yet. And I'm just confused on why you even brought that to that man. And some part of me feel away that you brought that conversation to him when we just having girl chat in the damn girls' restroom or whatever, in the dressing room. Ooh, let me know y'all thoughts on that part. I was just like, what you doing, Kizzy? But I feel like it opened up for some, I guess, some good conversation for them, right? So he says that he was trying to move too fast, and that's on him or whatever. And then she says that she was caught off guard, but it didn't ruin the connection or anything, her interest in him. However, it did make her feel like she is a bit closer to Sean, because Sean, takes his time and he's more respectful of her, I guess, right? So Corbin says, "Oh, now I'm in competition with Sean. Okay, got it. So I got to step my game up, right? Well, you definitely stepped it up, honey." So she says he makes her feel giddy and everything, but she doesn't want to be, fed BS. You will be, as long as you, because honestly, Kenzie, I feel like you got a little bit of that Melanie in you too. That, oh my God, this person, da, 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 da. All that extraness Melanie was giving when the bombshell came in. You kind of got that with your attachment style to people. And I feel like once they realize that, they're going to always play with you once they see that about you. But good luck. Hopefully, whatever you got going on works out. So Corbin appreciates it or whatever. Appreciate her coming to him, telling him that it seems like he might like her, or at least he liked the conversation. So we'll see. Bea and Melanie chat, and she says that her delivery could have been an issue, and Melanie says it was. She said it was so disrespectful. She said, I apologized immediately when you told me that I was wrong. I apologized to who I needed to apologize to. And Bea was like, it bothered her because the other ladies in the situation, I guess they're struggling with their couplings or whatever. And at the end of the day, Melanie's like, I'm sorry. Yeah, Melanie says she wants to move forward. Like, well, whatever it was is what it was. I just want to move forward. And Bea says she's ready to move forward too. And she doesn't want to make anybody feel bad or anything. And it was interesting how the conversation went from last night. When I talk about moving forward, they move forward so quick that they start talking about Melanie being jealous of the fact that Bea's so fit. And I'm so confused how we got there, but it still was a good moment all at the same time. Like Bea opens up and says that the other girls, you guys are able to find your softness, right? But for me, I'm more so loud. I'm energetic. I've always been taught to be extra strong on the outside, to show my toughness, to show my happy side. Never really let nobody see me sweat because I already have a situation, right? So I thought that was nice for her to kind of like open up, like, let me tell you about me for a little bit. Okay. Because as much as people want to say this ain't Friendship Island, that's what it gives. Okay. But Bea tells Melanie that she loves that she's emotional, because that means that she's comfortable with expressing herself, and she knows inside of being in the villa, it's easy to play the comparison game or whatever, but she can appreciate her for who she is. And it seems like that's what they both were kind of doing, like appreciating each other for who they were. And they just simply bumped heads on something that was minor, and let's move on, right? So they're complimenting each other. It ends on a really good note or whatever. And they both pretty much recognize where they may have effed up at with each other. And hopefully this will last, okay? Because the people be all good and they bump heads next week when somebody else come in. Ain't no telling. All right. So that's that. I will say this. I did, although I did not like how Melanie handled herself, because once they finished this whole conversation, that conversation left me smiling. Like, I'm happy that they were able to work through whatever the issue is or was, right? And although I did not like how Melanie showed up at that sit down, I was glad they worked through it, because I really don't want Melanie out the house. A lot of people have been saying they're gonna vote her out, but I disagree. So I was kind of glad that the girls got to be the ones to make the decision this time around. Because one, I mean, she is of good TV in my personal, like, it is entertaining to watch. Um, and I figured with the conversation, it would be a bit better. Like, I mean, shit. I hope it don't be nothing else to go off the hinges, child. I want another chick coming there trying to get on her damn man. I don't know, but as of right now, I just feel like it's too soon for Melanie. Okay, give Melanie a few more days. Damn it. All right, that's all I'm saying. So Melanie and Corbin have a chat, and she tells him the girls were mad that she pulled him first, but he didn't seem to mind because he felt like she did what she had to do. Right now, while they're over there talking, Sincere is over there tripping the hell out talking to Anaya because he's wondering why she was extra giddy and jumping up and down so damn quick to connect with this boy after telling him how much she cares about him. So he's feeling away, and Anaya tells him, like, I don't think you should really overthink it like that. And he says, but she was doing the same things that she wouldn't even want me to do. I said, you ain't lying. I get it. Okay. Okay. So Anaya says, she was just testing you. And he was like, okay, but damn, am I supposed to go throughout my entire time in this villa being tested? Good point. Like, y'all got to figure it out. So Corbin tells Melanie about how Kenzie reacted to him because he was like, I had my own shit too. So while the girls was on your head, Kenzie came and got on mine. All right. She reacted to the fact that I was over there trying to kiss Kata, and that really was my fault. Then you got Sincere over here talking to Anaya about how he wanted to talk to her. No, I think Anaya told him to pull her for a chat. And he was like, you think she gonna, want to chat with me? And she was like, she ain't finna say no. So he goes over there and get his girl. And he tells her that it sucks to watch her with somebody else and doing everything with that person that she, was doing with him. Right. And I said, baby, whatever she did worked. All that jealous, making him feel away, whatever she did, being extra and all, it definitely worked because it had him all in his feelings, okay? And what's interesting, they just had me so confused. And I realized what the confusion was because I was like, why am I confused? This conversation that y'all talking, like, what are we doing? Are we exploring? Like, what? Like, it's not going no damn where. So what is it that you really want? Like, I'm confused. And what it really is that they really want to lock it in with each other. High key, right? But they don't want to do it right now because it's too soon and they want to continue to explore. So, okay, we'll see. But let me tell you something. I already know Sincere finna piss Melanie off at Casa Amor. If they are still here, come Casa Amor, he gonna piss her the fuck off. I just believe it. I just, yeah, he is. But good luck. So Casey and Anaya, can we get more of them, please? Can we get more Casey and Anaya? Soon as he pulled her over for a chat, that was the first thing I said. I said, can we get more? Because I feel like we don't see them two interacting as much. So he over there talking to her about how she look good and this and that, and I love the flower in your hair and all this other stuff. Then he gets on the conversation of dark-skinned women and how they get the short end of the stick, and there's a negative connotation out there about dark-skinned women and stuff. And he tells her he loves melanin, and when he thinks about a black woman, he thinks about her and all this and that. And I loved that she was receiving the praises that he was giving her. I love that. He told her she checks all the boxes, okay? He got a beautiful girl. She tall, she funny, she's goal oriented, family oriented. Like, she just got it going on. She check all the boxes, right? But I ain't gonna lie, I started thinking like, damn, Casey, are you being for real? Are you just saying some shit? Are you playing games? And then I thought about the viral video of him, really like pouring into people. And I said, I think that he's being for real. I think that's who he is, okay, wanting to be a motivator or whatever. So I was like, okay, but I loved it. And I'm like, I don't want nobody telling me shit negative about Casey. Not right now. Unless I come up with it. I don't want to see no X coming down to the damn Instagram, TikTok. I don't want to hear shit you got to say. Okay, when it comes to Casey. Don't tell me mother thing, girl. Okay? Because I'm Team KC at this moment. All right. Now, Corbin and Kata, he asked her about wanting to kiss him again. I was like, nigga, you getting on my fuck. Because how did we get back here? He was like, he asked her a question like, was it something or did you like, or do you not want to kiss me? It's like, why are we asking her that? Whatever it was, if she wants to, she will. Hold your horses. Like, you're getting on my nerves. So she says she's coupled up with Zach. I said, yes, Kata. Yes, girl. I'm coupled up with Zach right now. I'm going to be respectful to whatever this little connection is right here. If you want to kiss me inside them challenges. That's what you do. Kiss me inside the challenge. And if I'm that compelled with you, you might get a kiss outside of it. But I want to get to know you more. And I see nothing wrong with none of that. Okay? So Kata says that she wants to leave the villa with the actual relationship. So now Corbin's saying that he wants to leave there with somebody too. Go away from me with this. Go, I don't believe you. You need more people. Scoot back. Don't put your hands on me. Back up. So Kenzie and Gabe, right? They literally are over there. So they're talking, but they're literally talking about absolutely nothing. He is just mesmerized by her dancing. Get this man the fuck. Ken's girl, move on. Bryce talking about high school and being bullied or whatever because somebody thought that he was cute and the guys felt like he thought he was all of that or whatever. And Trinity talks about how she was not cute in high school and he tells her she got a doll face. And I was like, oh, I said, okay, I'm loving the compliments. Okay, you know what? You might have gotten a few points. Okay, because I think you're growing on her. And yes, he is. So Kata gets a text and tonight will be a recoupling. The girls will be the ones choosing who they finna lock it in with. So later that night, Corbin gets a text too, and they let him know you get to pick the girl that you want, but you can't tell nobody. Okay, you got to be quiet. So when it comes down to it, okay, and it's time to do the recoupling. Well, right before they do recoupling, of course, Kenzie decides to pull KC and Sincere for a chat, but that really didn't last long because Ariana ended up coming in. So Corbin has to pick his girl, and now this is when everybody's learning, like, oh fuck, he's about to pick a girl. Like what? So come to find out, he decided to pick Kenzie. I said, damn, you just fucked the thing up. And they had to do it this way. But what would have been a great shocker was for the Bombshell to come in and for the Bombshell to not get picked and had to take his ass back home. I feel like we may have had something like that where the Bombshell came in and they weren't picked within 48 hours and they left. So, yeah, I wish they would have just let that play out like that. And then maybe we would have kept Sean. But maybe it's going to be a bit more entertaining with Corbin in the house. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like Sean's issue and why a lot of girls probably didn't connect to him is because he did have a child. And Kenzie really only connected with him, in my opinion, because she didn't have no other options for real. And she did enjoy the attention that he was giving her. Y'all know Kenzie's gonna run to any attention. So Corbin decides to choose Kenzie, and I think in that moment, that is when Sean knew he was fucked. Okay, so it's time for the girls to pick. We already know how this goes. Anaya picked KC, Melanie picked Sincere, Jada picked Zach, Baya picked Gabe, and Trinity picked Bryce. So Sean was left vulnerable, and therefore dumped from the damn villa. And everybody want to look shocked and surprised. It's like, what y'all thought this was? Y'all not paying attention? Y'all just had two people vulnerable. You can't possibly think you're gonna have another recoupling or whatever and think that, or your first, I think this was the first recoupling, but y'all still left people vulnerable. So you can't possibly think this is gonna be a recoupling and that they just gonna let him continue to be vulnerable and still be there. Oh no, he was gonna go. Now, they probably would have worked something out, maybe, if it was Sincere and Melanie standing up there. They probably would have concocted some type of other scheme to keep them in the game for entertainment purposes only. But yeah, so when everybody was up there acting shocked that he was eliminated, I'm like, why is y'all up here like, girl, stop with all of this. I said, this boy done started paying, quit his damn job, got roasted, called out by his damn mayor, and now he finna go home and cuddle up under his child. Well, we wish you the best, Sean. Okay, we wish you the best. Hopefully, we'll see you over there on Love Island Games. Okay, you better milk it for what it's worth. And let me tell you, you did not find love in the villa, but I guarantee you, them DMs is blowing up. Okay, did I care about the conversations that were happening afterwards? No, it was an emotional night for everybody for the most part. And it was what it was. I'm already not feeling none of the bombshells that's about to walk in. And I'm like, so y'all ain't got no other person that looks like KC back there? Out of all the people y'all got in the back closet, y'all ain't got not one of them that look like... I'm sorry. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. That's all I got. I'm Jamie, that's me. I'll catch y'all in the next one, honey. Bye.
Family, over fame, get the money. That's why we came. Fuck the world, these niggas lame. Straight out the trench, it never change. You can't ride up in my lane. Honor my niggas whenever I speak. A hustle each day of the week. Honor my wife and my son. I can't hang with no sucker. These niggas be weak. Chasing these bras, popping your guns on the cover. These niggas be free. Talking that shit, but ain't crossing the street of my city. We said you sweet. Mind business, I stay on my toes, I'm making my way to my goal.